typical for service area businesses to have a pretty wide area that they service. Usually one business will be willing to drive to a list of several different towns or cities that they do service in. This becomes a little problematic when you're looking at ranking on Google in the local pack results. Since the areas that you put as your service areas inside your listing aren't really what dictates where it ranks, you basically would need to have multiple listings in order to rank in multiple towns in the local pack results. So this, begs the question, are service area businesses allowed to have multiple listings? The answer is yes, but there are a few criteria that Google requires you to have in order to qualify and meet their guidelines. First, if you have an additional listing, you have to make sure that the areas listed as the service areas do not overlap in any way with your other listings. So for example, if you had two listings for the same business, you couldn't say that both of them service Chicago, as those would overlap. Secondly, you also have to have separate staff for each listing. So obviously if you have this, it kind of negates the first point altogether. The different staff would be servicing that area that you've listed as your service area, and they do have to be unique. So for example, if you had staff servicing Naperville and then a different team servicing Chicago, you could have a listing in both cities. Now, a couple things to keep in mind about addresses and rules around that. First, service area businesses are not allowed to use virtual offices, PO boxes, or co-working spaces that don't have permanent signage. So the same rules apply to service area businesses that apply to storefronts. Second, you are not allowed to verify listings just using employees' houses. This is usually where people go as the first idea. Not only is it a business logistical nightmare, you also would be violating Google's guidelines. It's problematic because if that employee happened to leave, what would you do with the listing? And Google makes it very explicitly clear that you are not allowed to use an address that you don't have the authority to represent. Now, if you have any other questions about service area businesses or when they're allowed to have multiple listings, please leave them in our comments and we'll be sure to address those as well. Also, please like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this.